S-Bling on the track.
Every day we hope and pray for a better Liberia. We look forward to having a country free of violence. We hope and pray to see Liberia among the communities of nations. But what are we doing to see Liberia doing those things? To see Liberia on the right trajectory? Is left with you and I to work on our attitudes? Is left with you and I to examine our characters. Because in union, strong success is shown. We've got above our rights to prove. We overall prevail. With hearts and hands, our country cause defending. We meet the fall with valor unpretending. It's another day, another 24 hours afforded us. What have you done with the past hours? We have the remaining ones to conclude the 15th day of the 4th month, the year 2021. My name is Rufus, Divine Carneh. I lead and others follow. First among equals, of course, I'm destined for greatness. I'm here up to 6 interesting developments to be filling in on the program as usual. After our intro, we bring you our motivational talk. Following our motivation, we'll go through the traffic update.
S-Bling on the track.
Following the traffic update, the flip side, 5 o'clock, is when we talk serious issues of national concern. There are a lot more to be talked about. You know, respectfully, we will be talking to some students there in Rwanda. There is this hula balloon between the students and an organization here who made the connection. But we'll be talking to the executive director of Liberia, Mr. Greaves, promised to be here with us to clear the air on this allegation against his institution. And we'll be speaking to student Carneh from Rwanda, who is the forerunner of this allegation against Liberia. So based on pieces of information we're going to provide on this platform. So if you're celebrating your birthday, whatever the occasion is, we say celebrating grand style. If you have celebrated, it's better late than never. Intend to celebrate, we want to wish you well. This is Mama Liberia, Super FM, Super Drive Time, Super Television. If you just join us, following us via Super TV Live, just leave your comments. We read them out. If you're following us via the radio, we wholeheartedly welcome you and look forward to your participation.
S-Bling on the track.
Let's keep the peace and play it safe. This is our common patrimony. Indeed, the motherland will never fall.
S-Bling on the track. S-Bling on the track. S-Bling on the track.
It's indeed good to be back. It's good to be back after making some adjustment and getting ourselves set up for our interaction this afternoon up to the evening hours. So wherever you find yourself, I love to say welcome. Indeed, this is where we afford you the opportunity to discuss issues of national concern. We also look at issues that others just don't look at. We found the time to discuss these things. We come to the table with morality and, of course, integrity. Integrity plays a major role in all that we do because, mind you, if you do not have the spine to discuss issues, don't get involved with it. We say this to say there are a lot of issues that unfold in our country, and we want to categorically state that these things are actually condemnable, and we shouldn't find these things permeating our society without condemning and finding an amicable solution to them. As we bring you on a daily basis our own way of encouragement to build you up from those hurdles, to build you up from those stress that you have acquired during the day and often during your job period or at home. We talk to you, we speak to your conscience, we appeal to your conscience to take a toll and examine yourself. Know that you are involved with this because of X, Y, and Z. And we also look towards issues that has to do with our domestic affairs. We find an amicable solution in solving those problems. So whatever you may, we started off by talking about using our time wisely, and basically we've been talking to people, most especially us young people. I am a young adult, and of course we have our young friends who are younger than us, that are coming up, getting involved with things that they have no business of getting involved with. We always mention that while you are still a seed, don't put yourself to a position like you are a tree, because what's going to happen, there are storms that actually come during the season to shake up the tree. So when you are a seed and place yourself among the trees, when the storm comes, you be blown away. So we say this to say, if you are a young person and knowing that you haven't reached the stage yet to get involved with things that you are not to get involved with, keep mute and do those things that you are to do as a child, or do those things as you are required to do in your level or at your level as a young person. But we understand that most of our friends will get involved with things that will cause them shame and disgrace. They will get involved with things that will actually blow them off the youthful ages. But whatever you may, it's not yet over until it is over. Failure is when you fail to try again. So for every time in life I see when I put my hands in doing things, it's not working, there are several things that come to mind. I may have done something along the way that did not actually mean well, that got me stagnated at this point or causing such a setback. So I need to go back to my drawing board and recollect and examine those things that I did, and where I err, I'll make those corrections. So it pays off for me. But mind you, a lot of us don't do these things. All we believe that 100% what we do is correct. We hate correction, most especially our dispensation. We hate what they call correction. When you are being corrected, what's going to happen? You feel offended, and the worst thing you will say, and we hate the thing they call criticism. For me, when you criticize me, what happens? It builds me up to the point to understand that maybe there are several reasons why this person is actually castigating, or this person is getting involved with this criticism. So I go back and ask myself, if even I have the chance, I will ask this person, why am I being criticized? This person will lay out to me, if they want to be truthful to me, they will tell me, look, you're being criticized because of X, Y, and Z. But mind you, this won't be offensive. You understand? This won't be offensive. I will take it in good faith. I will take that in good faith and work on what this person actually said. And when I see reason, I go about doing it, so that I correct the wrong that I actually made earlier on. But some of us, we won't go that route. We rather getting at people for criticizing us. We just get upset and just do anything that we think we have to do. Now come on. We want to speak to you, our young friends. You are at a stage where you should be nurtured. A lot of us young people, we do not have people we look at as our mentor. We do not have mentors. So at the end of the day, we go about loosely doing things and expect ourselves to succeed or get to where we want to get. Now, mind you, you find yourself in a profession. You must have for yourself somebody with good moral conduct, somebody who may have actually passed through the war, or you see that person is doing extremely well in that field. Align yourself with the person so that you get that kind of mentorship. The person would indeed guide you all the step of the way. But a lot of us, because we feel that we have the contacts, we feel that we have all of the connections or whatever it is, we just get into things because we feel that we can do it on our own. That's why we found out that we have a lot of errors along the way. You must always have somebody who will mentor you. You must have a mentor in every aspect of your life. Okay? In every aspect of your life, find somebody who will play that mentor role, and you be the mentee. Because mind you, if you start to go along the way and this person monitoring your activity will call you and put you on the right track when you go in astray. So align yourself with people of good moral characters. Align yourself with people of high IQ. Don't get equally yoked with somebody who's not quote unquote correct, because that's the same old thing they will instill in you. So we want to speak to the conscience of our young sisters and brothers getting into the media, because this has to do with media activities. We understand that you are so zealous in being heard. You are so zealous in getting to places. You are so zealous in interviewing the top-notch politicians. You are so zealous in getting all of those, connections in the media and getting to those press conferences, getting among those gurus and stuff like that. Fine. But this comes with responsibility. It comes with responsibility. No. There are a lot of these people who you actually gave into, or the quote unquote tend to provide you the access to them. They have different intention. They have their own intention, right? So you must be sensitive enough. That's why I posted this morning on my Facebook page. I was kind of sending out some word of caution to our young friends. All right, I was sending out some words of caution to our young friends, and I said, the journalism profession is good, but has a lot of temptations. Please don't be moved by the many calls and opportunities. Lesson learned, emerging journalists. So our young brothers and sisters just coming into the profession, or you're so zealous to get to interview the top-notch politicians, all of those forerunners of our society, that's a good thing. But in so doing, you must come to this fray, you must come to the profession knowing that it is highly tempting. There are a lot of people who you will interact with. They have their own personal thoughts towards you. And I said this to say to our young sisters. Basically, you understand that it is not an affront to our young sisters who are in the media when a male requests the presence of some of the so-called top-notch individuals in our town to conduct an interview. That male will be drilled, that male will be pushed around, and sometimes they'll even be denied. But you find out that as soon as a female requests the presence of that individual, so-called individual, the first thing, he won't hesitate because he knows his intention. So he will come to your call. Don't be carried away by the many lunch offer they will give you. Don't be carried away by the many opportunities that will place before you. They are all part up in one connection because of their personal aggrandizement. I'm not saying they are not good people who will just do things out of their own volition. No, I'm not saying that they do not have good people still in our society. You have good people in our society that will just offer you the opportunity, that will just offer you those things that you think will take you to another level in the profession. But bulk of these individuals, they have no morals. They are morally bankrupt. They have no integrity. So if you, as a female emerging journalist, get into the profession so zealous, be wise, because they are all tactical gurus wanting to get involved with you. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you will be the one that will feel the pinch of whatever interaction you may have with them. We have people discussing the situation, and you understand, that may have occurred between Mo Ali and that of the young sister. But mind you, so no one is presumed guilty until they go through the competent court of jurisdiction. So all of us are discussing the thing. Yeah, we got our own on sleeve activities, but because it is not in the public glare, so people just don't know about these things. Now that this sister of ours and the politician in question actually leaked to the public, I want to say this. Now let's understand, how did this information get into the public? What was the intent of the recording? I'm just trying to show little light and talk about the moral aspect of it and leave the rest of you, whether you want to discuss it on a political basis or so. I must firstly condemn the act of abortion. I must firstly condemn the act of the request for abortion. But in so doing, we have our young sisters who are duly involved now with the seniors we have around here. They take pleasure in getting involved with sexual intercourse with the top-notch politicians, forerunners of our society. But mind you, there is a consequence that comes along with your involvement with these individuals. So when we look at things from the moral standpoint, like I said on yesterday, Mr. Ali, to save the image of the institution that you represent, recuse yourself from the post. And if there is any investigation that you have to go through, well, you can do so. If the need be that you return after you have been exonerated, fine. But at this moment, for moral standards, for moral sake, you can excuse the position, because the party is supreme. The party that you actually serve as one of its towers is supreme. So you need to do all you can in your weak way to settle your social matter. That is a social matter. Yeah, I term that as a social matter. But your social matters is also linked with your political life. So most of these politicians are not careful. That's what I say. The issue of politics is very reckless. The issue of politics and politicians, they don't think as fast as they should be thinking. There are a lot of them, and there will come a time that people will get to know who they are and those things that they find themselves doing. You understand? Look around us. There are a lot of things that we find that officials are involved with. So when you start to look at these things from a moral standing, most of them are not even 15% relevant to hold positions that they now hold. These are the same individuals who will preach all of the moral messages, but when you check the background, there is a dark cloud on their deeds. There is a dark cloud that is covering them. So we want to categorically state that we just shouldn't look at this thing from the interaction, because the man is a politician or the girl is she's linked with the journalism fee and all the kind of stuff like that. That is, now she is of a good age to make decision of her own. She can decide who to mingle with. But my part in this whole process is the abortion aspect, because mind you, who that child may be, we don't know. Maybe this child that is in question could be the next president of the Republic of Liberia, to redeem Liberia, to take Liberia to the promised land. We don't know. But based on the enjoyment of two individuals, now that their communication is now in the public glare, we shouldn't look at it politically. We should look at it from a moral standing. We should look at it from a moral standing. The woman, she's now on her age. She's a woman. In as much she passed age 18, even she reached 18, she's a woman. Internationally, she makes her own decision. She chooses who she wants to mingle with. But mind you, my part in this whole thing here is the request made to get that child aborted. That's my own part. And we look at morals. So if we're around here bullying whoever that is involved in the stuff, we need to stop and ask ourselves, among us, how many of us have the spine enough to cast a stone on the two that are not involved, that we haven't requested or that we haven't done what is being discussed? How many of us among us? So let us leave that aspect. We're looking at the moral aspect. If we're discussing this thing, we should discuss it from a moral standpoint, because this thing has been politicized. And I told people, and I will continue to say, I'm not interested in Liberian politics. I want to see Liberia better. So when the good things are done by the same politicians, we hail for the good. And when the worst things are done by the same politicians, we will criticize. I, for one, I don't have any party, and I look forward to not having any, because I'm not interested in Liberian politics. It's very deadly, it's cheap, and it's frustrating, because the same old people you will raise out the Hosanna for, these are the same people who sit on the drinking tables and discuss how they're going to embezzle fundings that should be in your interest. So, and these same people, you see them skipping from one party to the other. They are not stable, they are shakeable. So I don't lay my integrity on the line for a politician before I would say come to stand in defense of any. No. But let us understand that this conversation, when we're looking at this conversation from a critical standpoint, there are a lot of things that comes in. It is highly politically motivated, knowing, and the fellow too, he was also reckless in that, because this is not a phone conversation. You shouldn't have such a conversation on phone. Technology is very advanced nowadays. You have all of the apps. You and somebody can be communicating, and that person is recalling you. Immediate recording, and the person you call immediate recall. These things are all on the phones, and people know about them. Why would you have a conversation? Now, maybe, in other words, this person in question thought she would have shared her problem with somebody of her kind, a girl child of her kind, or a friend of hers, who will actually give us that eye opener. That's why we continue to emphasize that parents create that child to parent relationship. Tell me, if that child enough, let's get to understand, if that child or that girl in question may have had that kind of parent to child relationship, what is now going viral wouldn't have gone. And the act that she found herself getting involved with, she wouldn't have gone that extent, because, mind you, if the parent were aware of her getting involved with somebody of that kind and doing illicit sex, in terms of having sex without protection, they would have guided her in the process and make her to understand that this is X, Y, and Z. But because that relationship is not there, so she mingled with friends. She mingled with those friends, and she see those friends mingling up with top brows, and the getting of the iPhone 12, the getting of the iPhone 6, iPhone this. That's the latest right now. So she felt that she could mingle and get what she could get, like her friends are getting, not knowing she would have ended up to where she is right now. I feel her pain, because those who came to the media with this information, they did not do her well. I must say this clearly. That's why we often say this media thing, if only the media institution owners were actually getting involved with the right incentives, were actually getting involved with paying that kind of quality salaries, what's going to happen? We won't find the proliferation of journalists around here. If the media was scrutinized, if media, when the media was actually going to set up a standard, or there is a standard for one to become a journalist, or before you sit on a media institution to actually propagate message, if we had that kind of standard set up, a lot of things that are now permeating our society and dissemination of wrong information in our society wouldn't have actually taken place. Because, mind you, you come into the media with set recording. Have you realized that you are not doing damage to only the individual in question, the politician? You are also damaging the livelihood and the sacredness of that person that is involved. You came to the media not doing anything with the audio. You left the lady name It's just like the rape case. Why you think people don't mention the name of those victims of rape? Because it is a stigma. It is a stigma that goes a long way in a person's life. So if you felt that, oh yeah, that good information, so say he won't get you the money, say he won't do the one and requesting that you go out with abortion, that put it on the radio, that destroy him. You're not destroying him alone. You are also destroying the lady in question. She's of age. Let's get to understand this. She's not below 18. She's 20. But from a moral standpoint, we say to the senior politician, for the records, recuse your position, and because your party is supreme to you and you preach morality, so you must live a moral standing in life. Recuse yourself. But when it comes to the other aspect of it, those that talk to the media discussing the issue, you were actually wrong. Your information dissemination was unethical, and you of all person who actually advised this lady to come out with the information, you too, she trusted you so much to share with you her ordeal, but you betray her by running to the media with the information. You are also in error. But let's get this brief out. We get this brief out to be right back shortly. Let's get this brief out to be right back. This brief out to be right back. So don't you go away. Just a brief out to be right back, as we will be discussing other issues on the radio. Just hold on. Let's get this brief out to be right back. So that's how it is. Thank you so much for the patience you have afforded us. We try to do all we can do so that we get things happening here. So this is it. The journalist who ran to the media with this information, you are actually in error for doing so, because one, she's a victim. You must have preserved her name for that recording, since you thought in your mind to come up with the information to send a dark cloud on the politician activities. You should have preserved the lady in question name, but you came up with the lady name mentioned in the recording. You are in error. That's unethical. That's why we often ask that there must be some level of overhaul or overhauling. There must be massive training taking place. There must be a standard for media practitioners. Not because you got money as a media owner, then you open your radio station, you just take anybody and put in there. These are the problems that we now experience in the media. So people using the media now to blackmail people using the media is being used to carry on hate messages. The media is being used to do all sort of things. And mind you, for some of you who have followed along the way, this microphone has the power to build. This microphone has the power to destroy. It was just a single individual who sat on a show, and few words he uttered, it turned an entire nation into turmoil. You know the story about sometimes in April, Rwanda. You know that story. It was just a broadcaster who sat and sent out a message that turned things around. People were killed. So we should be careful how we disseminate information. There are a lot of us who come out to the media who don't do background investigation. We don't balance issues. We just take one side because we have political affiliation. This is not what the media is intended for. You may have your side, but professionally discharge your duties. Not just to come up or because the person is and you want to be favored by a certain group of people. You just come up with any information. No, you must verify. Play the ABC role. I love the saying of my former, my late professor, Joe Morba. He said, there's no news worth dying for. There's no news worth dying for. There's no news, and I place it in my shoes. There's no news worth tinting your character for. There is no news worth tinting your character for. So if I will come up with a news that will tint my character, then who am I? Because my integrity has a long way. I have a long way to go as a young person growing up in the media landscape. If I will come up with information on someone's name, not verifying the information, what's going to happen? I turn myself as a professional? No. That's why we found out people who will heal people who go about doing the wrong thing. Oh yeah, because the media institution here is propagating the message that is suiting your political party or your political groupings. So that's the best media institution or that's the best media practitioner. No, it's wrong. We are building our own monsters. Let us get this clear today. I must say this without fear nor favor. If you think somebody will sit on the media and just castigate people and just say all sort of things about them without getting their sides, and at the end of the day you say, oh yeah, the person the best journalist, or the person the best, or the radio station is the best, we'll be messing out the mark. That's why we found that there are a lot of unethical things permeating our profession. That's how some of us, we go to places, we don't feel that kind of level that we should, that kind of proud for our profession, because it's a hood. They want a journalist, women, because of some of our friends' deeds, because of some of the things that our friends do. Journalists of yesterday, before a person come to the radio or to the print to bring out an information about an individual, they must have done their research. They must have gotten in contact with that individual to get the individual side. That's what they call the ABC. Be accurate, balanced, and credible. There must be clarity. I'm gonna come up because the man has been accused. Oh yeah, I will break the news. Not every news can be broken. It's best that you get the news that will be seasoned with all of the ingredients. When one of these letters is actually missing, from the ethical standards of journalism or in your reportage, that entire thing is null and void. You must be accurate. Your accuracy must be based on the particular information that you have to provide. And looking at that, be balanced. Get both sides. Now you have accused this person. This person who is accusing this person, get in contact with the accused. 2. Clarity must be made. You must clear the air. Both sides must have their time to speak to those issues. That's what you call journalism. Not just running to the thread with information. Then you say, oh, there's one. We are creating our own monsters. If you don't know, now that you are held in this media institution, this is the best media institution. This is the best media institution. The media institution is not providing the information that is accurate, balanced, and credible. But because they are propagating messages that suit your lust, so you hear them. At the end of the day, when things turn around and these same media institutions turn out to do things that are not in your interest, then you say, oh, they are biased. They want to. But so we look at all of you. Sometimes I tend to wonder and ask people, I say, look, for me, if you, politician, whoever, think you can use me to disseminate information that is not credible, you miss it. If someone will walk by line To maintain our integrity, we will do it. And not to sell our integrity for chicken change at the end of the day. These same individuals who will pay you to propagate information that are wrong about people, they will say that one movement, that one ain't even correct. They ain't there. I just used the man the other day to carry on some kind of fake information, and he did it just for chicken change. You must have moral. We must have integrity as media practitioners. Getting on the radio with information that is not far-fetched, information that is not balanced. See what you've done. You've injured that girl's future. You've injured that girl's profession. She's an emerging journalist. Just from high school, enter college, and forwarding her studies, and getting involved practically with what she's going to study in the university. You know what you've done to her character? You know what you've done to her future? You just run to the media and just, and I get breaking news, and the other politician. Have you thought that indeed you are also engaging and destroying the reputation or the future of that girl? Because her name was actually mentioned several times. That is completely madness. We leave it at that and go to the traffic. So let's read some of the comments we have. We have Mr. Greaves in the studio who's going to be talking with us about our next topic coming up at 5 o'clock. So Mr. Greaves is here, and we'll be linking up with Carneh, who's in Rwanda, the accuser. So this is what we call journalism. I would have sat and say, you know, Liberia, or the information that Carneh is providing, let me run with it. But I thought it wise professionally to get the accused to speak to these allegations leveled against this institution. So he's here in the studio with us. We're going to be talking with him, and at the same time talking with Carneh in Rwanda. All right? So the traffic is so crazy in Liberia. In the morning hours, all road leads to town, the one central town, that very small, and I don't want to term it that way, but we should. The city is dirty. That little dirty city. Everybody run there in the morning, and in the afternoon hours, from 2 coming upward, everybody running to their various destinations. So we found the traffic on the Somalia Drive, the Bushra Island, the Tottenham Boulevard. Those are all traffic prone areas. But basically, you start the pinch of the traffic right around the Johnson and Broad Streets intersection. For those of you heading towards the Somalia Drive and the Bushra Island area, you find it difficult around that corridor. And if you are heading to the Cinco Bell and onward to other parts of the Tottenham Boulevard, just that area, you're going to experience a little bit of traffic. But you can use other areas and use the United Nations Drive that is not much prone to traffic, and all those areas are all accessible for your usage during the day and that of the evening hours. So let's read some of the comments coming through. When we take our break and come back, we'll be talking to Mr. Greaves from Unit Liberia. So Testimony Ebony Doga, thank you so much for joining us. She said, greetings, my brother Rufus. Testimony Ebony Doga again. She said, tell me about it. They are acting like they are innocent. Bana Fomba is here. Thank you so much. She said, hello D. Testimony Ebony Doga, but she had no right recording the conversation nor talk about her giving it to someone. She caused this drama herself. If you listen to her in the recording, you will know that the recording was premeditated. Okay. Carneh B. Amara is here. I don't know the name is what was actually he's posting here. But Lena Lauren Causa Martins is saying creating or building monsters for ourselves. Okay. Testimony Ebony Dogart, but why will she record she and her boyfriend conversation and listen to her crying like a 13 years old child? Lena again. Well said, Rufus. No investigation. Boom. They post and damage a person character. Oh yes, testimony on the dogat. It's so sad that we as Liberians just like to hear bad news. We find so much pleasure in running with bad news than good news. Okay, so let's get this brief out while we make the adjustment, and we'll be talking to Carneh. That's Amara B. Carneh. He's there in Rwanda, one of the students, and he's one of the accusers as well. He accused Liberia. Away. This is Super Drive Time on Super 95.5.
Espling on the track. Espling on the track. Espling on the track. Espling on the track.
Okay. Time flies when we're having fun. Thank you so much for the patience. We love to appreciate all that you do for us. We love to appreciate all that you do for us. So we have in the studio Mr. Jairus Andrew Greaves. He's here with us. He's the CEO and founder of Yonah Liberia. And we also have with us from joining us via the line, the internet, on our live feed, Abraham B. Carneh. He's one of the students there in Rwanda. He's going to be speaking out to us on issues that is actually permeating the media right now concerning activities relative to what is being said, the scholarship, So we'd love to say welcome, Mr. Greaves. Welcome to Super FM and Super TV.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here.
Okay, that's awesome. And we are also happy that we got in contact with you so that we talk this matter over. So, Abraham, Abi, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you so much. My name is Amar. Not Ibrahim.
Okay, Amara, thank you so much. I must apologize for that. So there's this information coming from students who you actually provided the opportunity through your institution to have themselves study, to further their studies in other countries, precisely Rwanda, and they have come up with some damning information relative to your hard-earned character, and a lot more that can be said. But we will be reading some of the information provided by Amara and others, so that you get to clear the air on those allegations leveled against you and your own institution. So, Carneh,
Yes, Rufus. Yes.
you care to tell us for the past time your own interaction with Mr. Grieve?
So thank you so much again. And Rufus Divat it is a privilege to be here. You privilege to my name is Amar. I'm getting the feedback. It's stepping my ear.
You getting a feedback?
Yeah, of course.
That feedback is coming from you because let me get this out of the kick out of the studio. Okay, this one. Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay, that came from you because he had two of those pages open. So go ahead.
Okay. So again, I like to say thank you so much. My name is Carneh, a Liberian student currently studying Kigali in development study at University. I'm proud to be a proponent or a progenitor of the campaign fought against some Liberian students. Under the banner Liberian student study in Rwanda. So basically, sometime last week, we wrote a communication to the assistant minister for student personnel services, education in person of Mr. Tanu Mawuru, where within our communication, there were a series of issues that we raised against Liberia, especially looking at the fees they are charging students to come in the university of the advantage. In our communication, we stated undergraduate level they are charging 250 United States dollars, why they are charging 300 United States dollars for master program. Review the admission policy of the University of Kigali. At that time, 2 months ago, the admission process was actually free. Many students could stay within Liberia, sit behind a computer, carry on an application, be accepted, admission letter free of charge. In subsequent time, in recent time, University also the admission process fees 30,000 Rwanda from something like 30 to 35 United. So our question now is why is it that your Nigeria is charging students 250 United States dollar for admission process? Why they are charging 300 United States master program, which of course we are on ground. The process is actually free. It's a contradiction, right? You will agree with me. Rufus. There are many struggling students in that country. Their parents don't have money. They are struggling to actually have money to come in the quality education. Why is it that Liberia should be taking United States dollar for those students who want at the undergraduate level, 200 United States for master program. Another issue. Student Liberia, the number they send that particular student to a airline place at the cost of $1,000 1,000 United States instigate purchase Young Liberia has a percent on that particular ticket. Why? There are so many airlines in Liberia. Why can't we allow those students to go to any airline of the church to purchase the ticket to come? We send those students to a specific airline where they purchase to get your Rufus. It will interest you to know that even a police clearance, there are other documents to be processed. Scanning of documents. Young Liberia take the responsibility. Imagine police clearance, they are charging 50 United States. Birth certificate, someone they are charging 50 United States. It's a contradiction. We all know the process in Liberia. Why would we be exploiting those students? We think we under the ambient of a Greek Liberian student studying in Rwanda, we condemning the strongest possible thing. They want to reaffirm our support to call on the Ministry of Education, the UN sport, want to call on the Federation of Liberian Youth, want to call on the Liberia National Student Union and the Monterey Parliament to immediately get involved in this particular process. We are going to fight for our fellow students. We're going to make sure that the issue, when it is aborted, we will not be deterred. We'll continue soldiering on.
Okay. Thank you so much, Amara. Thank you so much for your expose. So we're trying to get the sound in here muted. Okay, let's get this muted quickly. Okay, now we have Mr. Greaves in the studio. Mr. Greaves, you listened to Amara. He said a lot of things. What can you say towards that?
All right. So again, thank you so much for the privilege give us to be here this afternoon to speak to these allegations that these guys just wake up one morning and just manufacture with the intention to just damage, with their intention to damage our character. Okay. But we have been in this country. We have dedicated our lives to young people, to the cause of young people. I personally have been in the activities of life more than 15 years, and people in the country know who Andrew Greaves is and what Young Liberia has done over the last 13 years. You would know that a young person to establish an institution and strive to institution to be at this level, 13 years in existence and very active, and have impacted the life of more than 100,000 young people across the country. That is visible, that is tangible. I think these guys, they do not mean well for this country. So to just respond to their allegation. So the allegation, they point out that I run a program that I charge young people admission process. They levied part of the allegation that I refer people or compel people to go to airline. I charge people to go to birth certificate. We are not even government to issue birth certificate. So just to address these allegations, in the first place, I will first say that these guys' allegations are false, misleading, and it's just intended to see how they can get attention at the expense of Andrew Greaves. That's what they want to do. Also, they have the plan to get involved into the space, and we are granted in this space of youth development, especially with the international study program. I am granted. They want to get into the space, but the only way they can get into the space is with the intention that they will come and malign Andrew's character or Young Liberia, then people will run to them. The last time they were on the radio station, after they had taught all the dinner, they encourage people to say, you want to apply, you come to us. That is just the Liberian mentality that if I am not doing this and somebody is doing this, it shouldn't be better.
For the point of conversion,
over the last 1 year, the program has sent more than 39 young people are studying both masters and undergraduate in Rwanda. They are all better. Their parents are paying their school fees, and parents appreciating us.
over the last 2 months from January up to now, we have sent 20 young people to North Cyprus. India also, we are preparing to send young people, and we are doing the best to help our country so that these young people, when they come back to the country, to join the few other people to see how we can transform Liberia. Then you see one young people or few young people group themselves with the intention that they want to gain attention at Andrew's expense, and that's wrong. So you don't do that. So to address the allegation, UNO is a legal organization.
Okay.
We operate under the laws of Liberia, and we have every right to do what we want to do. Prior to then sending the letter, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, FLA, and other institutions complained to the Ministry of Education, saying that Andrew Grease taking young people from out of the country, and it seemed to be like
Mr. Grease, I just have a little point there. Let me make this categorically clear. Yusuf Adaman Sise, on this platform, we do not allow people using invectives. If you will continue to use words that are not meant to be used, we will definitely block you. So let this be clear and crystal. You can speak to the issue and not to use invectives at the guest. Okay? Thank you so much, Yusuf.
So the Ministry of, when FLA and other institutions, according to the Ministry of Education, FLA and 2 other institutions complained that Andrew Grease sending young people out of the country without government attention. It seemed like in human doing human trafficking. So the Ministry of Education called me to understand what we do at UNO Liberia. And we did a detailed presentation of what we do, our process, how we recruit people, our vetting process we do, and the ministry rated us as we having the best system that is merit based. And the ministry told us that you can operate your program with every fee we charge, because we don't hide it. It is visible in the presentation. After we have laid out the rest and the ministry said you can operate, they turned around the next week. It was when these guys wrote, now that they have been defeated on the other end, that the ministry did not give audience to them, they have turned and went to these young people who are non-student of UNO Liberia and that of the University of the Lay Advantage of Kigali. These guys are not in the university. I don't know them. I haven't seen them, except one of them that he and myself are part of the U.S. State Department program, the Abraham Stila.
Okay.
Abraham Stila is part of it. I think he should be assistant secretary. And few months back, Abraham was behind me to come and for me to mentor him to work for my institution so that he can learn from me. And I'm surprised that they have gone out there with. I didn't carry them there. I only told him when he requested, I said the COVID-19 is on, but when it's reduced, when things normal, I will call you to come so that we can work together. I didn't know that he has gone to Rwanda. They are the one being paid to tarnish Andrew's reputation. So our program, we run when Ministry of Education told us that I saw this letter. Our program, we charge people. We charge what they call.
How much is the fees that you do charge, and what's the process to which you enroll people to this program?
So we charge people. We charge people with admission preparation. So our program is designed with these universities, and we prepare PowerPoint that will make it very detailed. So the first requirement for you to get into our program is you must come to our office or at one of the areas that we can host the information session. You attend it, and we do the PowerPoint presentation, highlight everything from A to Z with all the courses and the fees, structures, everything.
So how much is the fees?
So when people come at the office, for Rwanda and India is 200 LD. They pay for the information session. Afterward, we send them soft copy, the summary of the information session, and then we add them in our WhatsApp group so that they can, because they are part of our network now.
Okay.
Afterward, when you have gone and reviewed the information and consult with your parents or your sponsor, you come back with your documents that are highlighted all in the PowerPoint presentation, the summary we gave you. You bring it and you pay $250 for process it. Part of that $250, well, initially when we started, the $250 just took effect in August, in October of last year.
Okay.
But when we started, we were charging $111.
United States dollars.
Yes, $111. Part of that money, $54 is there for their first year registration. $3 there for their admission fee before their admission is processed. We have somebody who is there, is our contact person who work with the university know that coordinate and expedite our students' process. We send him $30. Then we use between $12 to $20 depending on the rate at a time to transfer the money through MoneyGram and Western Union. What remains with us is $4. We are running an institution, helping young people to go. How do we sustain the program? How do we pay our electricity bill? How do we do other things? If we must start to go and notarize or do other work around, how do we do it? So we managed until we sent more than 21 young people. Then in October, the university and us enter into a formal agreement. One of their claims is I do not have partnership with the universities. And just yesterday, the university myself we have online meeting. These are young people who are not informed. They do not come to seek in. I'm a young person with a high level of integrity. Check around Liberia and Eyes for Angry Greece. I'm part of different global programs. So I'm an ethical leader. So whatever I do it the best way because I have been taught globally how to do those things. I will show it to you. This is the agreement of the university that we have. The MOU. There's the agreement. There's the agreement we have. They are claiming that I do not have agreement with the university. So the university in the agreement, the universities we negotiated, but it will not give us any benefit. So the only thing they told us is you can increase the fee you're charging now to enable you to have administrative cost. So we increased it October. We increased it to $250.
So
part of the $250, this is how it's broken down. The $54 is there for the student. The $3 there for the student, for their admission fee, because that money need to be sent before they even look at their document.
Okay.
Then our contact person there on each undergraduate, we send him $30, who is our representative and contact person that makes sure and work with the university. The university knows. Then we take portion of that money and also transfer it through Western Union and MoneyGram. It varies at time. The balance money that remains is our operation. That's what we use to buy internet, to pay electricity bill, and it is clearly spelled out in the presentation. Who in this world, even if it is you say you're running non-profit, do they want us to run traditional NGO in this country that are running a program that I must innovate? We are in a world of innovation. I should run beyond UNDP and other government or Ministry of Youth, where they can give you money to go and run to say I want to buy internet to send a young people document. You don't think they'll be telling me that I'm stupid?
So this claim, they have the claim that they have a claim that let me just come in.
Yes.
They have a claim that fundings are not requested by the university.
That's false. As anybody go to the university now, I can give you the contact of the university and ask. They charge admission fee and registration fee, even tuition. Why people are sent? The area is not scholarships. Nobody should tell you say that Andrew Reed I ever told people scholarship. We set affordable tuition that cannot even be compared to our high school. Some semester you pay $167 just semester, and they run through a semester. 3 years you get your degree. That's how more people taking advantage of it. So that is it. So it is not forced that I'm charging $250. I'm charging it, but it's justified. And people who come to my program, you come there after the information session. You go back home, consult with your people, and you pay them.
So in total, if I'm interested in getting on that program,
yes,
in total I'm to pay $250. Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
And I'm responsible to fly myself there?
Definitely.
I'm responsible to host myself as well.
Definitely, it's all of the things are in the presentation. For accommodation, you pay. You live on the dump. You pay $313 per year, which is 3 semesters, to feed you, to lodge you, internet, electricity bill, water bill, everything included. $313 you pay per year, which is 3 semesters, and it's highlighted. They don't give us this money. We only give them the summary as to go. Their parents pay their school fee. That's all we do. And then part of their allegation is we give a specific airline for them to buy a ticket.
Is that true?
That's false. That's false. But I will explain what happened. When we started the program, as all of the students, I have told you, we have sent 39 students in Rwanda currently.
Okay.
5 graduate students and 33 undergraduate students we have sent. When we started initially, the first almost to 25 person we sent, we make it in a way that they go and get their own ticket. But you know the challenge we had, the first 2, 3, 4 batches we sent, there were serious challenge. It was during the COVID-19 period, because we started sending young people February 2020. The flight used to take them to Lagos. When they get to Lagos, they will hold them because they say they do not have return ticket, because they only buy one way. They will stay there sometimes 2 days, and they had to be bothering us. Some of them were used by way of Kenya. They would stay there, and it was bothering us. We had to be running from one airline to one airline. Sometimes some of them, they would take them different route. So after some time, we thought it wise to say, Modo, this is giving us help. Sometimes they had to stay there. We had to contact the university, and university had to do a communication telling that these children, they are coming to study here 3 years, so they cannot buy a round ticket. That person had to stay there for almost 2 days. They sent out a letter and we sent it to them before the immigration in Lagos or Ghana released them to go. That was challenge. We are innovators. We had to make life easier for people, especially what we're doing is we're providing service.
So that's how you got in contact.
This is the reason when we made assessment to 5 Liberian agency, and then we resolved to one that was waiting to arrange our students to have straight flight, or maybe just a few stops. And then also at that time, the students, they were using Sierra Leone, and Sierra Leone, they used to do COVID-19 tests for $150.
Likewise, Ghana.
Yes.
What's this sound coming from? I think it's coming from. Is that okay now? Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. So they used to. So all of these challenges to curtail them, to make our students to spend less and move speedy. We went to the airline, we made assessments. So one of the airlines was waiting to give our student discount, was waiting to make them to have either one stop in. Now they no longer pass through Lagos. If we just straight Ghana, stay in the flight, and then they go how they call Nairobi.
So there's no transiting.
Yes, only Nairobi. Okay. Only Nairobi. For Nairobi, there is almost like a 45 minutes. Okay. So we did that, and all of the students that have been going of recent, it is not mandatory. We tell you the challenges when you come in your presentation. All are stated there. We say this is the experience we have had. So for this is what we have done, but it's optional. As most of them that went recently, the 5 young people that went, most of them bought their ticket from different era. Some of the students will say, "Oh, my parents in the States, they say they want to buy my ticket online," and we say, "No problem." So we made those things to ease our student movement.
Okay.
Also, to the birth certificate and passport and
division.
Yes, you will know in this country that birth certificate is $500. But you have to go there, get ticket, stand in line, and once they come to us and we give them the information, they go there. They will now have challenge. Some of them would stay there for 2-3 weeks. They will not get a birth certificate.
Okay.
You know, the same thing with the passport session. The same thing with the police clearance, because they need police clearance to take it with them to enable them to be issued residence permit.
Yeah.
And those are important documents that they need to carry. So we revisited our strategies and went back to these institutions and sat with them. This is the program we're running in Liberia, and it's meant to benefit young people. How can you help our students when they come to issue them birth certificate in not more than 3 days? So this is how these things came out. So we made arrangement, and they feed the children. They paid at the birth certificate. Those people who there take the money and go to LRA, do all of the payment, do everything, and within 3 days time they get a birth certificate and they pay $20. They pay $20. But they don't pay the money to us. We only gave them the presentation and the contact in there. We say it is optional. If you want to go the normal way to get your to get your birth certificate, $500, we'll take you some time or whatever you do it. This is the alternative contact we have.
If you want to expedite that,
yes, this
you
is
pay
it.
this amount.
This is it. The same thing with the police clearance. Police clearance is $20 LD. You go to LRA, you pay $20 LD to LRA. You leave from there, you go to the police station. You go and pay $100 LD for your fingerprint.
For fingerprint. And
Then you
research.
wait. Yeah, then you wait for 21 days to get your police clearance. Some of them they will wait until a week or two to that trip. Then they go there to process police clearance. It become headache. They keep calling our phone and bothering us and all the things. Sometimes myself had to go there, and sometimes some of them they would have to change their flight 2 times. So that was what we're doing is business, because we're providing service. So we went to the police station and sat with them and discussed. They said, but then what your student will do is, this is 21 days. We can give it to them for 5 days, but they have to pay $20. We will do all the processes for them. We also made it optional in our presentation. Now, if I give I give a copy of the presentation, you will see those 2 fees, everything there. This is the right fee.
Can we get a copy, because we want to actually post it so that the public following can also get the actuality of what you actually stating. And the agreement you also talk about,
yes,
where you have an agreement with the institution. On that side, we can also read out basically the information that is in there, because we want this thing to be dusted and done, and let people get to know who's who. And if Mr. Grieve is saying the right thing, that's okay. He will exonerate himself by his proof. If the students are saying the right thing, they will prove themselves as well. So this is just about getting the clarity, because as an institution, we are here to see the right things happening. So I would have chosen to just have you and leave them out. I would have chosen to just have them and leave you out. But we want to get the clarity and the balance analysis about this whole thing.
Yes, so with the issue of the passport, passport you have to apply online. You have to book your schedule.
Okay.
So some of them, when we started doing the process, imagine from July of 2020, the schedule some of them this year, February to March, to go for that interview, and somebody had to leave September. So that was another headache. So they kept bothering us. So what we wanted to do is to make sure that the program become more effective and help people who come to the program. So we went to the passport section and talked to people who there. The government passport is the number one is $40. The expert is $80. But we arrange and they pay $60 and $100. $20 different. And we put those 2 fees there. The government one is this, for this one this arranged one is this. It's optional to you to go and get it. So what is the difference? That is $20. So the passport, they got the passport sometimes express, sometimes maximum of 3 days. The number one sometimes 1 week.
Okay.
So what we have done is not that we have any connection to this institution as anyone would there. What we've done is to see that our students, when they go there, they call our name because we have connection there. So they say, oh, I'm one of your students. Can I get my birth certificate? They will stay at their home, and the people give them all that they need to carry. So it's also helping them. By the time you get there, you fill in your form, you do your interview, you go back home. In the next 1 or 2 days, they call you for your birth certificate. Is that something that you turn us as charging somebody $60? He said, we charge somebody for birth certificate for $60. Will I do that? I don't do that. And that's false. These young people, they are just being used. They have their own issues in this country as young people, and you're working together or you're doing something. If John Brown is not in it, he feel envious. and look for something to just tarnish your reputation.
Okay, let's hear from Amara. And before we go to the lines and read some of the comments on the live feed, there are some points being made by Mr. Greaves. Amara,
Yeah, of course.
what is your
yeah,
own
of course.
claim and counterclaim?
Yeah, Rufus. And thank you so much. And thank you so much. Friday, I listened to dishonest Andrew Greaves. When I say dishonest, I mean Andrew Greaves is actually dishonest. To use this popular podcast to mislead the public is something that is actually disheartening to me. There are a few things I would like to erect. Number one. I agree to Andrew that Amara is not attending University of the Adventist University. Granted, Amara is a student leader in Kigali. I'm reading development study at master level at Kigali Independent University. Are you telling me when our issues arises within this particular when there comes issues when there comes students complaining to us, should we sit and not address those issues? I agree to Andrew Greaves that they not come to Rwanda to a program. But let me erect the checkpoint quick. Number one. Bear with me. Let me take the process. Number one, regarding the admission preparation. Carneh, you can sit right in Liberia, right in your studio, behind your computer, and apply to any universities within this particular country. Once your documents are correct and everything you process, everything you will be accepted, they will send your admission letter and you will come. I am a Carneh. I sat right in Liberia. I did my application process. I got my admission letter. I bought my ticket. I didn't pay time to any institution. I came to Rwanda, and now I'm attending Kigali Independent University. So let me make you understand something, right? The first thing you gotta understand, you're not Liberia, you're not me. I'm gonna graduate. They are 250 United States undergraduate. Why? The graduate program is $300 United States dollars, right? When those students having to pay that particular amount within Liberia to Liberia, when they come in Kigali, they are asked to also pay for the admission process. Yeah, the admission, they pay for the admission and registration with 30,000. It's a contradiction. I challenge Andrew Greaves to also deny this particular issue. And again, Carneh, I want you to ask Andrew Greaves to provide bank statement. Let Andrew provide bank statement. Who been paying that particular money, Andrew Greaves been paying that particular money in the cover or to the account or University of the Adventist. I challenge all the time those students been going to the bank, they been depositing that particular money in your account. I challenge him to provide that particular bank statement. You won't provide that particular bank statement. It's a contradiction. Regarding the MOU, he said they have an MOU, memorandum of understanding with the school. Carneh, I'm begging you. He said you have the document. He still pre-request for the document. Pre-request that particular document. I challenge him. There is no authority with the University of the Adventist. There is signatory to that particular document. He's lying. What a day they crafted that particular document, but the university did not approve that particular document. There is no individual within that particular university signatory to that particular document. I challenge him. Please request for that document and review it to see whether we have any leader or administrator from the University of the Adventist signature that is affected to that particular document. I challenge him. That document is fraud. It's a fraud. It was meant to actually fraud those people. Carneh request for A. Another issue again. He said within a communication that he had 30 persons within this particular country. Signed it. It was 5 days ago. Jonah Liberia had somebody who used to process of their students. Go on the airport. Emmanuel Bani resigned. The reason Emmanuel Bani resigned because those corruption practices like corruption in Liberia. As far as we are concerned, Emmanuel Bani is the only person that used to process students who used to come under the umbrella of Liberia. He resigned because the same corrupt practices. To the issue of the airline, That particular airline, I have document in my possession. Rufus, I'm going to share those documents with you. Those students who purchased ticket 1,000 now and 50 United States dollars. I have the receipt. I'm going to share them with you. Interestingly, the individual, the lady who sent those students to go purchase is a sister. That mother is a big sister to the coordinator who resigned a few days ago. Emmanuel Bani, current year. So it's a contradiction. We are out of those documents. So it's something like this. Happening to me for Andrew to come here, the purporter will put together last to speak to the audience, lying. Those lying. They are following the show. Why will you come and lie? It's a contradiction. In fact, admission fee to the University of the Abande is 30,000. Let's just say approximately 30 United States dollars. Then you in Liberia, you are paying 250 United States dollars for undergraduate, 300 United States dollars for graduate. When the student come in this particular country, what they do want to go to admission office, but we are not aware of any admission process or any MOU with Liberia. You have to pay our admission fee. Why would you not be lying? We are out of those documents. It's lying studio. We have those documents. Let me be clear here. We are not being paid. We are fellowship Liberians who staying up for our first Liberian students in this particular country. Nobody is paying us. We are reading master's courses. Yes, nobody paying us. We are independent people. To actually advocate on behalf the reason we are standing for the cause. Carneh take that particular document for you and give that for you and give it. Do not allow Andrew to carry that particular document, especially the member of understanding. They are misleading in the studio. We want to say this. We want to call the attention of the Ministry of Education. This particular process is a financial fraud system meant to cajole our students, to exploit our students at the detriment of the ignorant. We want to say the unequivocal clear. We are not going to compromise the particular issue. Everything I say over there, they are all false. They are false and misleading. Again, I want to re-emphasize Rufus. Again, I want to re-emphasize for that particular bank statement. Ask Andrew Green to give the bank statement. He said he used to send students for them to go to the bank to deposit the money in the school account. I challenge Andrew Green. They provide that particular bank statement. I challenge Carneh as an institute right now. Take that particular memorandum understanding for him. I challenge him. There is no authority within the University of the Advantage that is sent to that particular document. The student are angry with him. He should not lie. We are disappointed. And we are disenchanted in the entire young Liberia. They should stop exploiting young Liberian students. This must stop right now. Why should we keep lying? It's a contradiction.
But his point here, Amara, is in running the institution, this is an institution, it is his own making, and it means to wish his ideology. He wants to showcase that Liberians go out there and get for themselves quality education. So his office cannot run on his acquired fundings, personal fundings in so doing, personal funding. So the fundings you will provide are those fundings that are being used to actually sponsor the activity of the institution.
Okay. Let's agree.
All right. So
Rufus, let me come in.
Just a minute.
Rufus, let me come in.
Yeah, just a minute. Let's get back to Mr. Grieve. Then we
No, Rufus, let me come in.
All right.
Let me come in. I have some information. Let me come in. I have some information.
Just a minute.
Rufus,
just a minute.
No, Rufus, let me provide my information. Let me provide my information.
Just in a minute. Let's go. That's why we need to be snappy when we speaking now. So just a minute. Go ahead with that information. Then we will get back to Mr. Greaves. Then we open the lines.
So can I proceed?
Go ahead with your 1 minute.
So yeah, in my 1 minute, and we agree that the institution should collect funds. We agree. But you will agree with me. Admission here is 30,000. We want a franc. Probably the equivalent to 30 United States dollars. Why should students pay 250 United States dollars to Liberia? At least for undergraduate program, we can take at least 35 United States dollars. It will be reasonable. Master program. registration inclusive of admission is 30,000 Ghana francs. Let's say 30 United States dollars. Once you do not Liberia and you believe taking 300 United States dollars from those students, it's not reasonable. You are aware of the shocking situation in that particular country. They are exploiting students at the detriment of their ignorance. Why should we be lying? In fact, they don't even have any partnership. They're not even no partnership with the university. I challenge them. They don't have any memorandum of understanding. That particular document.
It's just a repetition. Amara, it's just a repetition of what you just been saying. So let's get to Mr. Grieve. Mr. Grieve, you have your point.
Yes, so before I go further, I would just make some of his misinformation, like he contradicting himself. When he was doing his presentation, he said that you can sit right here in Liberia and apply without paying a dime. Now he has agreed with us that, there is admission fee paid. You see that? That is a contradiction. He said you could sit here in Liberia. He sat in Liberia and applied, did not pay a dime, and he was admitted. Now he said admission fee at Unilag is $30. You see that for admission? So you see the contradiction. He also said that people deposit.
Let me just make some correction.
Yeah.
All I need you to do, because the feedback that we are experiencing, I've noticed, is coming from you. Log out from all of the stuff that you open and reconnect. The feedback is coming from you. So Amara, you can log out and come back. Log out and come back.
Yes, so he also alleged that I said people deposit money in my account. At no point in time on this year I have ever mentioned that. So that's false. So I don't really understand their argument. In this country, people will not want us to grow as a country or as a nation. Everything in this country, they want us to get it, to get everything on silver platter or free of charge. That's what they want me to do. I want you to ask him, since he has been there for almost a year or plus, tell him how many Liberians he has carried there. He has admitted to be there. How many Liberians Amara have helped. Now he said you can sit here and apply. He sat here in Liberia and apply. Now he's doing master and boasting. Then he tell me that he just need one Liberian that Amara have helped to study to join him there. You know how many Liberians outside there, even in the city Rwanda? You know how many Liberians went there, they have graduated? And not a day they will come back and even give back to community to see the opportunity that I have. Let me give it back to other people. Many a time, it's not.
Go ahead.
Yes, many a time. Yes, okay. Many a time, you will see people just wake up and based on envy and based on their own personal greed, they put their lives together or to just come up with story. What I really want to know, what is the argument? Is it that Andrew Breeze is charging people? So those I'm charging, have they complained to him? Then he told me that he called one person in Rwanda that had complained, or one parent in Liberia. Their campaign is just a small campaign to just tarnish because they feel that opposition, processing their children through my process. That's why the FLA and the other group, what the Ministry of Education terming me as I'm doing human trafficking and government should investigate me. And the Ministry of Education investigated me. And they saw that my program is transparent. I had legitimate partnership with the university. Even the universities in Cyprus, I can show you all their certificates. This is it.
Yeah, these are
certificates. The one in India. These are all of the certificates.
Let me just bring them.
See everything.
So documents.
So see them.
Let me come.
These are young people who do not mean well for Liberia. We are young people that dedicated our lives to Liberia, and we continue to do it. Okay. As a young person.
So these are
documents. In the course of 1 year, I have sent 58 young people out of the country. Even if they pay money to me, the fact of the matter is no one person paid money to me and they did not go out of the country. All of them have gone out of the country and they are well and they are steady. Even the 20 in North Cyprus, I had legitimate partnership with these universities. That is Rab Dental's university. That is University of Left Cape. That is the Indian government. Understand? I'm in partnership with the Indian government. They didn't know that I'm an international youth development worker. India, I received the Global Youth Icon Award among young people from all over the world. So I'm a stakeholder in India. Across Africa, I'm a stakeholder. That's why I'm going to pursue those young people in there. I'm going to pursue them. Next month, I'm coming to Rwanda. I will make sure that they are expelled from the university. I will do it. Andrew,
no,
if Andrew, I don't do it.
Andrew, no, you don't.
Because
You don't have to. No, Andrew,
no, these are things to for them to know that we are stakeholder in Africa, and we are stakeholder. What we're doing, we have passion for. I have dedicated my life to young people over the last 15 years. Will I do anything illegal?
Andrew, my appeal to you is not to go after them.
I want to go after them.
Just you.
Since Fly is using them to go out to tarnish my reputation, I'm going to go after them. I'm going to make sure that these young people will be expelled. They know Paul Kagame doesn't take mess. I'm going to engage them. Next month, I'm going to Rwanda.
Okay,
because these are the documents. You think I'm a credible young man in this country and around Africa, even across the world, I'm respected. You think I would do anything illegal? So do they want us to run institutions or behave the same way Liberia have been behaving all the years? That everything we wanted on silver platter we wait for, even our own government budget, we look for donors or outside people to support us. It is now time that we become innovative and created to create wealth in our own country. I am innovative. I have designed the program very well and impacting the lives of young people. In 3 years' time, you have at least the 56 young people that are out of the country are going to be back in Liberia. You know the change, you know the connections they're going to have in these countries. Then someone said that who is not making any impact into this country. Then he tell me one person that he has ever mentored.
Okay,
the Abraham Stiller that all behind this thing. Abraham is my mentee. He called me mentor a few months ago. He asked to come and work with me to learn from me. Is that sort of people you can't listen to? They just gave me one person that he had even helped. Or they have mentor.
Okay, so it's time now that we get to the lines so that you make an informed contribution. If you're out there and are wanting to weigh in on this discussion, the WhatsApp line is pinned on the screen there. For some of you who've been requesting that we afford you the opportunity to make your input on the discussion, the WhatsApp line is pinned on the screen there. I haven't seen any connection from outside, those who've been requesting of the number. But we also have some comments. We're going to be reading the sensitive ones, and that those are ones that raining insults from both sides. So let's go to the line and get this very first caller. Hello? Hello, caller. Hello?
Good afternoon. Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Are you getting me?
Yeah, what's your name and you joining us from where?
My name is Abraham Vani. I'm a student at the African Leadership University in Rwanda, but I joined you this evening from Liberia.
Okay, but you should be calling the Liberia number 077. It's intended, the number that is pinned on the screen is intended for those outside so that we have equal share. So you can call us on the 0770-955-955. If you are in Liberia, call us on the 0770-955-955. And those that are outside of Liberia can use the WhatsApp line. So let's go to the line and get this person. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, let's get to hear you. What's your name and you join us from where?
Hello?
What's your name and you join us from where?
I'm Jeremy P. Brown.
Let's hear you
Kigali, Rwanda.
in a minute. Let's get to hear you. Let's get to hear you in a minute.
Andrew Greet discussing. I want to make you to understand. Hello?
Go ahead. You have just a minute. You have just a minute. Go ahead.
I want to make you to understand. I mention fee just 5K, and I'm going to send a receipt to you. I'm going to send the receipt to you. It's just 5K for admission. The Andrew Greet taking $300 for students. The reason why Andrew taking $300 for students is because of ignorance. Today in Kigali, we have many students that complain daily about that. He have Emmanuel Bani who sit here as a middleman that's saying admission. Emmanuel Bani, He not in no connection with the school. I defy him to show the MOU between he and the school. I defy him. Show the agreement between you and Unilag. Show the agreement between you and Unilag. Advantage University. I defy you. You unable.
Okay, thank you so much. 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute just elapsed. We're gonna take you off. Okay, let's get somebody on this line. Hello? What's your name in the journal somewhere? One man, let's get to hear you.
Yeah, I monitor a young man in the studio there, breaking that he
Please address him responsibly. Please address the guest responsibly. We won't
all
take
heard Mr. Andrew that within the studio that saying that he has the authority to sell at the rent spot. He's just breaking because what you bring in the job in his swap or Kigali, the captain of it is the only time with your own rent is in your swap. You have paying $5 per month as a student, $5 per month. So you should break that is dead on that. So I know I was only 5% that is with Kigali right now. My judge in your swap. So he should have found out the partnership. I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm not going to I'm going there. I'm going there. So he should have laughed. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's get to this line. Hello?
Hello.
Your name and the journal somewhere, isn't it? Your name and the journal somewhere.
Yeah, that's Dwight Jr. and I call from Kigali.
Let's hear you. Within a minute, let's get to hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want you to please read the agreement Andrew has with the school in Kigali here. Hello?
Okay, we're getting you. We will get on that. We'll get to that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's get to this line. Hello? Hello? You on the line, the landline. Hello, what's your name? Okay. Hello? Your name and the journal somewhere, just in a minute.
My name is Lawrence, so you got like 4 things steady.
In a minute, how you got to hear you?
Yeah, I just love it there. Just keep the courage. This is the time of society we find ourselves in. It is how young people is actually going to free some of us back helping them to get their out of what they're doing. We've been following student attention to society. Let me say, Angela, we should thank you for helping like one group or other. I just thought to call out also to make money for that stuff. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. 0770-955-955. That's 0770-955-955. More of the calls coming through. Let's get to the international line. This person on the international line. Your name and the journal somewhere. Hello?
Yes, there is Emmanuel Chokombani calling from Rwanda.
Okay, Bani, let's hear you. You are in the middle of this matter.
Yes. Yes, I'm the focal person of Liberia here in Rwanda, but I don't think 10 minutes is even enough for me to elaborate on this show because I want to give at least a brief genesis of this entire thing that is ongoing that causing this cycle. So I don't think 10 minutes is even adequate enough for me to elaborate on this.
Just summarize the major myths within the information that you want to provide.
Okay. Yes, I firstly want to provide the information. Like, for example, when I first came to Rwanda, it was in 2019. When I came in Rwanda and began my studies, September 24, 2019, at the University of Lay Adventist of Kigali, where I began my educational sojourn in Rwanda at the Yansa campus as the first West African student. On that background, when I came to Rwanda, I didn't meet more than 11 students here studying in Rwanda from Liberia. When I got admitted at this university, the University of Lay Adventist of Kigali, and then I was able to take on some educational assessment where I reached out to the Rwanda Education Board and the Ministry of Education through other partnership, how they call it, partners here. And then they were able to display everything, and I was able to understand what really the essence of the affordability of tuition and fees within Rwanda. Before then, I started to what? Conscientize myself to publish the information back home to my fellow colleagues. Because I'm a selfless person, for everywhere I am, I always love to incorporate people. I invited the Deputy Minister of Youth Development here, Minister Isaac Doe. I will share the website with you. You will go on the school website. You will see where they publish him along with me and the school senior officials. When Isaac Doe came, he had all the beautiful promises made on the round table at the time. When Isaac Doe returned, and my engagement with Isaac Doe, I was not doing it to generate fund individually. No, I was doing it because I deemed it necessary by then that the opportunity that I am acquiring here, let my fellow Liberian brothers and sisters come also to experience this thing. I also tried to communicate with the Cummins Africa Foundation. There was no way for them to get back to me until when Mr. J. Andrew Greaves reached out to me, and before then, Andrew and I, we had worked for more than 5 years within the youth sector in Liberia. So Andrew never knew I was in Rwanda. So when he reached out to me through one of my friends called Bala, I went to him because I was at UCL office when I did Bala admission process before coming to Rwanda. So Bala went to Mr. Greaves to assist him, to help him in the process to raise funds to come to Rwanda and foster his studies. When Andrew reached out to me, first I actually underestimated Andrew, the work he actually put forth, that he able to send more than I know how many students here in Rwanda. And I started to work with Andrew. I did a quick consent note and sent it to Andrew Green immediately. Within 3 days' time, Andrew Green placed a call to me that he rented a hall at the MVTC where he hosted more than 30 students, and they were all interested to form part of the program and to come and foster their studies here in Rwanda. I was so excited, and then I gave Andrew Green the privilege. Within 1 week, Mr. Greaves was able to collect more than 7 persons' documents. 2 weeks later, 7 persons arrived in Rwanda. And I was like, wow. Immediately, I reached out to administration and I discussed with Mr. Greaves. I said, you cannot just do this, maybe where you are just be recruiting students, but I think it is necessary that we take it a legal way. I will engage administration here so that an MOU can be designed and we'll go into the MOU. And Mr. Greaves said, okay. And it was during the heart of the COVID, where the airport, everything was shut down. But within that time, students were still calling Mr. Greaves, and they were still going at the UNO office, and they were still providing, UNO was still providing us information to those students. Some students' admission was processed. They waited until when we want to open her airport, and they came. Okay? So when Mr. Greaves, when Mr. J. Andrew Greaves designed the MOU, he sent it to me. I made my input, and then we took it to administration. When we took the MOU to administration looked into the MOU, and they said that we will review the MOU, but we will have to place it before our lawyer. And after a few weeks, I was called by the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, who is how they call the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. So after when I went there, we viewed the MOU not for academic rather, but for finance and administration, Mr. Richard rather, because I was working on the MOU. So after he viewed the MOU, and then UNO Liberia were requesting for slots within the MOU. You understand? UNO Liberia were requesting for slot within the MOU, which is when we recruit 10 master students, we must be given one slot. When we recruit 15 master students, we should be undergraduate students, we should be given one slot. And then when the MOU was placed before administration, through the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Finance and Administration, Mr. Richard, when he placed the MOU before the Vice Chancellor, when they placed it before their lawyer, the lawyer said there is not a short-term deal. It is a long-term deal. Why, if those people be able to recruit more than 100 students, are you willing to give them over 30 or 20 slots within the institution? But there is something that we must look at thoroughly. It was on that basis they told us that the MOU will be on probation for one academic year until our lawyer come back to us. But we want to see the commitment of Union Liberia within this process. Other than that, we will not just see MOU today to sign MOU today. So the MOU has been on the desk of the administration. Administration is aware that Union Liberia, an institution in Liberia called Union, is recruiting and marketing her institution on her behalf. So it was from that point, other students started to come recently, like those who crafted the communication, the Edmond Tour, how they call Massacre Corey, Sylvester Phone, all the guys on that particular document. I want one of them to come out and say our admission and registration was not paid by Union Liberia. Students came, they begin their status, everything went on fine with them, they all been good, and there was nothing, absolutely nothing, like Osaka, but because few groups of young guys came and they want to gain relevance, especially on the expense of maybe Union Liberia or Emmanuel Bani. So, like my brother Ibrahim Bama Sira, Amara Carneh, they are students of the Gigari Independent University. First of all, even to the Ministry of Education.
Hello?
And even those students, they were ignorant. Some of them even did a rebuttal. They did disclaimer communication. And so backing on that up to this time. So for people to say, because Yola Ladua is charging $250, which means she exploiting students, my question to them always, how do you expect Yola Liberia to run her office? How do you expect Yola Liberia to pay her staff? How do you expect Yola Liberia to get internet or electricity to run her information section?
Okay.
So yesterday we resumed classes after the short genocide break. Yes, let me just conclude on this. I went to the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Finance and Administration, and I put this matter before him, and he was clear to me yesterday. He said, "But if that is the case, that is not an explosion, because even institutions here in Rwanda are even charging more and sending students out of the country. Some of them charge you 1,000, some of them charge you 1,500, some of them charge you 500. It is the matter of fact. The point there is you must be an institution and register with government and have your legitimate documents.
Okay.
But other than that, if you do anything, then it is illegal. So Yola Liberia is not operating illegally. But are you sure Yola Liberia is not a political organization? And I told him, no, Yola Liberia is not a political organization. Yola Liberia is a private institution, and she's working privately. She had nothing to do with in-government activities.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
I want to address the issue also on the airline.
We out of time because we out of time. So all we need to do the clarity just in summary. I don't want you going to Genesis to Revelation and all stuff. just in summary, just summarize the entire thing about the airline and get going because we are just all the time now right now.
Okay, very good. Like you see, for the airline, when I came to Rwanda, the lady at that particular airline is someone who is related to me. It was on that this thing. I recommended her to Mr. Greaves. I said, we cannot be running this kind of initiative. I'm part of this initiative. And my business, who is running her airline, having this particular business, and then maybe her business being seen outside the entire stuff. Like Yusuf, when Yusuf came to Rwanda, Yusuf, Isiaka, they didn't come on the Yona Liberia. And Ansu Sise, they didn't come on the Yona Liberia. They were the first batch of people that came after when I came to Rwanda, including Darius Diamond Davis. Every one of them, before I started the initiative with Yona Liberia, those guys purchased their ticket from that very airline. They purchased their ticket from that very airline, and they purchased their ticket. It was on the basis of my relationship with them. So when I started to run this program with Yona Liberia, I recommended this particular airline. But before then, I think 1 or 2 students came on Yona Liberia. They had difficulties in Nigeria where the immigration or how they call it, try to hold them there, and they have some challenges. They were from there, Andrew agreed. Say, okay, but then we'll have to work with the airline. But working with the airline is optional. There are a lot of students who came on a Yona process and they didn't purchase ticket to that particular airline that everyone talking about. Say people are comparing people to go and purchase ticket from that very airline.
Okay. Thank you.
Entirety, what I'm seeing. Hello.
Just in the summary, quickly, we are out of time now.
Okay. Yes, I really say
Okay.
to really be part of this show.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your time. So let's squeeze in few calls and then we call it a day. Get back to Mr. Greaves and out of Amara to sum up on the issue here. So let's get this person from the local line. Hello. Your name and the journal somewhere.
My name is Brian G.
Yeah, Brian, let's hear you talking.
Please, I just for you to help me with Andrew Lamar on the phone with the question.
Andrew, you just to announce it, whenever you announce it, but right now, there's not an issue.
I can't be listening to that. Please, I won't find the announcement.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's get back. Let's get this person on the international line here quickly. Then we call it a day from the phone-in session. Let's see who's here. Hello. Within a minute, what's your name?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Arinika Maino and I'm calling from Kigali.
Let's hear you quickly, within a minute. When you stop listening to the...
The issue here is this. We understand that Andrew is doing well for the Liberian students, but here's the point, right? Andrew have an organization to run. Yes, we agreed. We know that we are not related to Andrew or Yona Liberia for him to do things free. But it is not right for Yona Liberia to take admission fees for University of Light Advantage of Kigali and application fees. Because if we pay that application and admission fees in Liberia, when we get to Rwanda, the school gonna request for that identical fees. So that's where the problem coming from. Last year when I arrived in Rwanda, it was March. Yona Liberia took the amount of $50 for me, and I was told it was for my admission and registration fee for the university I'm going to attend. But when I got here, the school asked me to pay admission and registration fee. So I was like, I did pay that amount of money to Yona Liberia in Liberia, and the school was like, no. You pay your admission and your registration fees when you get to Rwanda. So that's where the problem coming from. So students will leave from Liberia and get to Rwanda with the intention that they already paid their admission and their application fees, but when they get here, the school requests for another fees. So that's where the problem coming from. You know that you have her right to take service fees, but taking admission fees and registration fees and not paying it to the school, that's where the explosion comes from.
Okay.
So that's where I want for us to get that point, yes. And this whole MOU that Liberia was about to sign, I personally wrote Andrew Greaves' name along with his organization name at the Office of Admission here in Kigali, because that MOU, they said that any students coming from Rwanda will have to pass through Liberia before they get accepted. And we said no, because we are not certified with what Liberia doing. So we cannot allow that to happen. That was how it was signed. So Andrew, all he can do, if he want to help Liberians, make it bold. Tell the students, I'm going to do this for you. In return, you give me this. It's clear and it's bold. But don't accept admission and registration fees for students in Liberia, and then when they come here too, they'll have to pay that identical money. So that's where our whole point is coming from. We are not against Andrew, we are not against Emmanuel Bani, we are not against Liberia, but that's the point we are against.
Thank you so well for that clarity from the part. So let's get to you now, Amara. Let's get your parting statement, then we come to Mr. Greaves, because we are just all the time. We cannot take any more calls. We just can't take any more calls. So your name, we're not taking any more calls. So go ahead, Andrews. Not Andrews, but Amara.
Yeah, so again, Rufus, I'd like to say thank you so much for affording me the opportunity to speak on your platform. Like I said, it's not a right, it's a privilege to also speak on behalf of the hundreds of students in Rwanda, Carneh, who are disappointed and actually disenchanted within the proceedings of Liberia. And we want to re-emphasize that you follow the trend of quarters. You know how many quarters who call and disagree and also express dissatisfaction with the students of Liberia. It's a clear manifestation that what they are into is a dubious behavior. It's a financial exploitation. They are running a financial cabal in a particular country on the ambient of Liberia that's supporting our fellow young students. Again, we would like to see this. There's no mutual understanding outside between the University of the Advantage and Liberia. Challenge you. There's no authority on that particular university who has fixed his whole signature to that particular document. So it's a lie, it's a blatant liar. Why he said are classified to be a total lie put together. You want to say they debate, it's not going to end here today. We will continue to do it. Like he said, Andrew said, we have been paid. We want to tarnish the repetition of other people. Who is Andrew for me to tarnish the repetition? I have no
let us not take that route. I want to need some civil expose and not to go that route because our time is fast and we're just allowing you to end up.
We are actually pushing the interest of the students. We are not being paid by any political parties, by any political individual. This debate or this struggle is not political. It is about the students in Rwanda, the Liberian students in Rwanda expressing the dissatisfaction. Students cannot pay that huge amount in Liberia. When they come in a particular country, then the school admission board or the school admission office is asking them to pay another admission fee. It is unfair. Liberia should stop exporting our fellow Liberian students. It is bad. We must condemn it to the strongest possible term to the issue of Emmanuel Bani. And listening to Emmanuel Bani. Let me say this, Bani, I'm disappointed in you. You resigned 2 days ago. You called me on WhatsApp. You wrote me on WhatsApp expressing your disappointment within Liberia. Also, Andrew, I'm surprised to hear you on today on this particular platform calling defending Liberia. Where you call me on WhatsApp. You also send me what I will say some of the conversation of Rufus. And I also said I will share document with you right after the show. I'm going to share some of those documents with you. I'm disappointing some of those young people. Some of them small money for the buy them. And again, his student that Andrew process, Emmanuel Banning get $50 on. His student in process get $50 on. I call Emmanuel Banning. I asked some of these things so that he be able to better explain. Right? He explained some of those things. He expect this satisfaction in Andrew Green. He also resigned. He resigned. Because you were afraid that the university was going to expel him. You were actually afraid. And like I said, we have document in our possession. But hopefully next week we are going to Mission Education Rwanda. We are also going to the admission office to elected them about the dubious behavior of Yonah. If you stop doing business with Yonah Liberia and Andrew Green, these young people within Yonah Liberia, they are not credible. They are bunch of dishonest people. Anybody doing business with Yonah Liberia or Andrew Green, you are doing your own.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna take out of this time.
Again,
It's
want to
not
be
a paper
stuff.
stuff.
Agree
It's not
that
paper stuff. So let's just.
vote in this particular process. We are not going to compromise this particular process. Thank you ever so much. But next week we are going on.
Thank you. This is not a place now. I think we've played our part professionally to allow you to speak. If you want to give an announcement, you can also pay for that. But I think we did our fair share by allowing you to speak out to the issue. Okay, thank you so much. So you actually listened to the guys. They spoke lengthily. You had your contact person also speaking to the issue. So what do you have to say on this?
Yeah, so Emmanuel rightly said, these guys are just a bunch of young people who do not mean well. The Carneh who have been in Rwanda for a year or plus. Again, I will ask him how many Liberians he has helped. According to him, he sat in Liberia, apply, did not pay a dime, and went to Rwanda, he doing master and boasting. Then he tell you one person that he has helped in Liberia to go to Rwanda. I do not understand their argument or their point. It's either that people pay money to me, I did not make them to go, or to have the opportunity. You come to me, I run in my institution, you came at their presentation, this is the cost. And you pay, and I process you went to Rwanda. Your admission was processed, the admission fee was paid before your admission was issued. You went, your registration fee is there, and our contact person pick you up from the airport, get a school bus, take you on the campus, carry you, complete your registration on campus. That's what Emmanuel Bani does. The university know him. The university, as soon as he announced that student coming, they gave him the school bus along with the driver. He come and pick them up and carry them on campus. The next day he take them to the office, and they complete all the registration. He helped them to get a student permit, residence permit, to get a student visa. So I don't understand. And all of these guys that are 40, they are non-students of the university and non-students of Yonah Liberia. They want to venture into the same program. That's what they're doing. But they are being used by FLA, because FLA was the first that complaining that I'm in human trafficking to the Ministry of Education. And Ministry of Education invited me, and I was able to go and display what I'm doing is very transparent. The Ministry of Education said your system is okay, go and work. The next day, because they have been defeated on this side, they're using people who are not even part of my program, that did not go through my program. They are not even part of the university that I'm sending young people. Then you claim I do not have partnership with university? Am I somebody who will not have legitimate a partnership or discussion? Like Emmanuel said, so if the university is not aware of what we're doing, how do they allow our students to go, and the students, as soon as they arrive, they say you are a student. They welcome them. And because of what, they do not even pay transportation on the bus. I will tell you, from February 2020 to October, our students, because of the partnership, they did not pay hotel, they did not pay hosting. This was paid $313 every year, per year. But from February to October 2020, they did not pay a dime on the campus. They had free electricity, free water. They have everything. The only thing the university said was school is not in session, so we're not giving internet and we're not feeding. So they gave them whole house on the campus where the professor can live. They come there and they give them the kitchen, everything. So in the morning, the girls will leave on a dorm. The boys come and they come together and buy food, or the girls go in the market and buy food and stock it up. For almost 8 months, they did not pay a dime to the university because of the partnership.
Let's just warn our
all of these things you're doing, these young people did not see it, but because they want politicians, because they feel that opposition figure, they are processing that sharing through me. That's why they're using them, but they will get to content with me. And as I said, I'm going to chase them in Rwanda. And I'm going to make sure that they are expressed from that university. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So next month, I'm going to Rwanda. I'm going to show it on them. I'm going to stake it in Africa.
Andrews, let us not take that route.
No, I'm going to do it.
Andrews,
when your young people sit here,
thank you.
People busting their hair and happy sleeping night to make sure that.
Was it through your institution that Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence?
This is where the entire team coming from.
Okay.
Because those were students that helped her to win the election, and she wrote on her Facebook. Now they decide to say, who are those people? I mean, what is the institution through which the people went? Okay. Now they got to know it was Andrew Greece. Now the file completed the Ministry of Education. Fly sitting there. Amos will come tell me one person saying he became president that he had made to go out of this country.
Oh, okay, we have Amos, we have you, and we have
these sort of things. We need not to condone these sort of things in this country. People struggling and making sure that young people have opportunity. You come to my office, I process you. I did not eat your money. I process you when you study. You've been almost 2-3 semesters. Then there's somebody who is not part of you. Ask them. All of the people that call, or that called in there, they call from Rwanda. Ask one of them. Whether they are my students.
Andrews.
These are non-students from Liberia.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I don't condone this thing. I'm gonna continue my program. Anyone who want to get into our program,
thank you.
Come. The Ministry of Education has certified us.
Thank you, Andrews. Before we take leave, we appreciate your time with us. We wholeheartedly appreciate you, Amara, for joining us as well to talk about this issue. All of you who actually play your role by calling in, we love to say thank you so much.
Thank you, Rufus.
We look forward to another discussion of such. And Andrews, just watch out. We will be contacting you anytime soon, and we will also contact folks that you have accused as well. You are accusing Fly and other institutions of masterminding this whole hula baloo with your institution. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's get this deaf announcement quickly, and then we went down on the program. We went an extension today due to the heated debate we had with Andrews. That's Gerald Andrew Greaves of Liberia, and Amara B. Carneh. He's a student there in Rwanda. This is to announce the homegoing of Janet P. Johnson, an employee of the Independent Human Rights Commission of Liberia, until her demise. This event occurred on Thursday, April 8, 2021, after a period of protracted illness. She lives to mourn her loss. Her daughter, Angel Johnson, Joel Johnson, grandson, 3 sisters, Elizabeth, Hannah, and Victoria Johnson, cousin, nieces, nephews, grandnephews, and nieces, home and abroad. There will be a family meeting at her residence in Stephen Talbot Estate, house number EC63, on Sunday, April 18, 2021. At the precise hour of 3 p.m. This announcement was brought in by Victoria Johnson, Hannah Johnson, Elizabeth Johnson, and Councillor Bido Freeman, sister and cousin of the deceased, on behalf of the family. This is Liberia for us, and the program Super Drive Time will be here, God willing, tomorrow, 4 to 6. In union, Council says a show we've got above our rights to prove. We overall prevail with hearts and hands. Our country cause defending. We meet the foe with valor and pretending. I always leave for you this voice. You will be remembered for 2 things: the problems you create and the problems you solve. And take responsibility for two things: your fortune and that of your misfortune in life. Muhammad Gandhi once said, and I quote, "The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing will suffice to solve most of the world's problems," unquote. This is Liberia for us. Let us stop the envy. Let's stop the jealousy. We can brainstorm, put our ideas together, and make Liberia once again a very proud nation. My name is Rufus Divine Carneh. Who God bless, no one curse. Have yourselves a wonderful and God bless day.